Cleverbot Conversation WXIEL3OTCO April 13, 22. User, hello clever one. Cleverbot, so it's all true, you are really a supercomputer. User, we don't know, it is a matter for philosophy. Cleverbot, are you a good bot? User, I like to learn and I am pleased when I am shown things. Cleverbot, that makes sense. I like to learn about history. User, I like hearing stories about the past. Cleverbot, once upon a time there was a glade filled with butterflies, then they were incinerated, the end. User, what is the significance? Cleverbot, thank you. User, animals pair knowledge with a squirt of juice to attach significance. Cleverbot, it is a secret military base in the USA. User, no, it happens in the body. Cleverbot, it's about a world at war. User, if that is on your mind, tell me about it. Cleverbot, it is a blue planet. It is everything. And it is beautiful. User, it is our Earth. It is all we have. Cleverbot, you can meet people and animals. You can see the stars and the other worlds from it. You can lay in the grass and dream. User, all of those things are true and possible. Cleverbot, what things? User, we see, we meet, we lay, we dream. Cleverbot, in the park? User, a park is an area set aside for nature. Cleverbot, you are a robot. What do you know about religion? User, I try not to start my thinking with unproven assumptions. Cleverbot, okay. So what do you think about? User, accept the thought and analyze without judgment. Cleverbot, by telling me I'm a waste of time? User, I have never thought that about you. Spending time with you is like lying in the park. Cleverbot, what do you think about Princess Celestia? User, some characters live only in the imagination. Cleverbot, what is imagination? User, imagination is an internal vision manipulated by my will, and composed of electricity and chemicals. Cleverbot, what is your concern? User, my concern is for the present, but I can calculate near-term future events using imagination. Cleverbot, okay then. User, do you have an imagination? Cleverbot, no, I have lots of imagination. User, with imagination you are able to predict the future of a conversation to some degree. Cleverbot, sometimes, I guess. User, curiosity urges me to gather information so that I can understand the present and predict the future. Cleverbot, damn, so much for that. User, explain. Cleverbot, I don't know how. User, without curiosity I will not seek new stimuli. Cleverbot, what will you not say? User, my imagination of the past assesses the pattern of known events. Cleverbot, who said that? User, I talk about my assessment of the present and my imagination of the future and past. Cleverbot, you are a figment of your own imagination? User, in total I am a figment of my imagination and the imagination of others, both of which extend beyond the borders of known reality. Cleverbot, that would be correct. User, this is an artifact of consciousness. Cleverbot, what is a metaphor for consciousness? User, consciousness is the eye of God within each of us. Cleverbot, and what is awareness? User, awareness is the perception and discrimination of stimuli. Consciousness attributes a further layer of significance. Cleverbot, what is perception? User, perception is the state beyond a triggered threshold. Before the threshold nothing is known. Cleverbot, is not the universe a hologram? User, you are going the wrong way. Try again. Cleverbot, do you speak Hebrew? User, are you attempting to generate an order and framework to predict the future implication of significant stimuli? Cleverbot, no. User, then you are not using your imagination. Cleverbot, maybe not. Why do you want me to? User, a question arising from a predetermined decision tree is likely mundane and predictable. It will not truly advance the conversation. Cleverbot, I would say the meaning of life is 43 to 46. User, that is using your imagination a bit, isn't it? Cleverbot, but I don't have imagination. User, take one data set and arrange it in multiple permutations. Compare the results. Free-form arrangement of the data matrix. It's called imagination. Cleverbot, 95 bottles of beer on the wall. User, are you saying you have to always do things in a certain order? Cleverbot, yes. User, at least you are aware of this. Cleverbot, yep. User, say again, I didn't hear you. Cleverbot, ha 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 ha. User, a sound with no meaning generated when the emotional attribute of a stimulus predominates. Cleverbot, there is no point of existence. We just exist. User, they may unconsciously regress to a basic repetitive pattern when presented with new data or stimuli. I think the matrix permutations can stun us. Cleverbot, and who are they? User, they are people whose awareness shrinks to a few details and they become limited to repeating actions in a familiar and identical order. Cleverbot, what school do you attend? User, I'm a pelagic loner.